Hi and welcome to another video on the Casio CT-X3000, and this video is all about copying rhythms and copying patterns. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to copy a preset rhythm into a user rhythm. So on the 3000 you've got 50 user rhythms that you can store, and on the 5000 you've got 100 user rhythms, and then of course we've got the preset rhythms. So using a preset rhythm is a good place to start if you want to tailor it and make it more applicable to your own musical taste. So I've got a rumba rhythm, a preset rumba already set up here. And this preset obviously has 4 variations with 4 fills. It also has the intro and the ending and all the accompaniment parts that go with that. So what we're going to be doing is copying this whole group of information from the preset into a user rhythm area. So the way to do that is first of all to do a long press on the function edit button. And you'll see on the screen it says 2 drum, V1 will flash, number 2 will flash. You don't need to do anything at the moment other than press registration button number 1. Briefly it says copy followed by element. Then you press enter. And then we're going to press enter again. And it says are you sure? You press yes. And you wait a few moments, and that's all complete. So now I'm going to press exit a few times, and just as I do that it asks the question, so I say yes. Do I want to write? I say yes. And now immediately it's gone from the preset rhythm number 100 into the first available blank user rhythm, which in this case was 304, and this is now the copy of the preset. And it's got all the accompaniment parts, the fill-ins, the intros and the ending. And of course now that it's a user rhythm I can start to edit that and make it more fit the kind of musical ideas that I'm looking for. I can also name it. So to name it, you do a long press on the record stop button. It says rhythm name, you press enter, and now the cursor flashes and you can use the data wheel to move up and down and to rename. So let's put a couple of characters in like this. Just for fun, let's call it Zoo. And then once we're happy with that, you press enter again, and then yes. And let's exit. And 304 is now called Zoo, but it's actually just a copy of the rumba. And from here I could then edit these rhythms and do sort of my own ideas based on the original preset. So now that we've got a user rhythm, how do you copy a whole group of user rhythms? This is actually a bit more straightforward. It's a long press on the record stop button again, the same place where we did the name change, but use the left and right buttons until it says copy, press enter. And now I want to copy it into a different user rhythm. So I'm looking for one that says no data, or I could erase one of the other ones, but I want to keep those. So 322 says no data. I'm going to press enter again. Are you sure? Press yes. And now that's complete. Press exit. Don't need to do any of the sort of writing on this occasion. So 322 is now called Zoo again. It's still the original rumba, and it's a copy of 304, which was a copy of 100. So I showed you there how to copy whole sort of chunks of rhythms from presets to users, and then from a user to another user. So now I'll show you how to copy a variation to another variation. So I've got a user rhythm here which doesn't have anything programmed into it at all. So first of all, I'm going to create a very simple rhythm into variation 1. So I'm going to do that by pressing down the edit function button. And then here I'm going to do one in 6/8 time, or 6/8 notes. So I'm going to press registration button number 8, press enter. It's just going to be one measure long. Use the left and right buttons. And then where it says beat, I'm going to make this 12, which is 6/8 or 6 quavers or 8th notes in one measure. Let's come back from there, and a short press on the record stop button shows it's empty, and a long press allows me to edit the quantize. I'm going to leave it on 8, which is semiquavers or 16th notes. I've got a 1 bar count in, and I've got the metronome turned on. So I'm just going to record a very simple couple of patterns, rhythms into variation number 1. So that's my variation 1 pattern recorded. Let's just have a listen to that. So now what we want to do is to copy that variation 1 into variation 2. So first of all, select the destination, in this case variation 2, and on the screen it will say V2. Now press the registration button number 1. It will say copy and element, or you could change it to part, but we'll leave it on element if we're copying several elements together. And now I'm going to press enter, and here we could even change the rhythm to a different rhythm, but I'm copying within this one rhythm from variation 1 to variation 2. Now I'm going to select the original variation 1, and then I'm going to press enter. Are you sure? And I'm going to say yes, and now that's complete. So let's have a listen to variation 1. And this is variation 2. So we've copied 1 into 2, and now we could add some more rhythm ideas into this pattern, variation 2 pattern. Short press shows there's something recorded. Long press allows me to change quantize and other settings, but I'll leave them as they are. Let's press start and stop. And press stop. So now we've got our variation 1, the original, and number 2. And we could keep going like that, adding more layers into each variation. The next thing to do is to exit. So you want to exit, you say yes. Do you want to write? You say yes. And we can name it here. So it's a long press on the record stop button. Press enter where it says rhythm name. And let's just call it new. Whoops. Change that to an E. Let's put another character in here. And we'll delete these other ones. Then press enter. Are you sure? Press yes. Let's exit. And 304 is a new pattern called new, which has variation 1 and also variation 2. Okay, so I hope that helps. Just a little bit of background to help you when you're doing the copying. When you do the copy holding down the registration number 1 and you're changing it from element to part, sometimes it doesn't copy. I found maybe there's a glitch and then they need to update the software. Or the other thing that can happen, the reason why I did a 6/8 pattern is that sometimes it will copy the 6/8 pattern into a 4/4 pattern and just kind of put the 6/8 notes and then add the first 2 again to fill up the bar or fill up the measure. So you might need to at that point, just before copying into variation 2 or 3 or 4, actually change the number of beats. Otherwise you're ending up with a pattern of 6/8 followed a pattern of 4/4. I mean, which is quite nice that you can have those sorts of different time signatures, but also a little bit confusing as well. So just watch out for any problems like that. But as long as you do what I've just shown you, you should be able to copy from variation 1 to variation 2. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope that helps, and keep subscribing and watching out for new videos. All the best.